Hello biology students, this is your teacher Mrs. Gowda, and I apologize I am not here today, but I made this video to try to help you with this confusing lab. So, if you were not here, get this worksheet from the sub and have it in front of you. Yesterday, we actually did some coin flipping. You guys were flipping heads to show dominant traits, tails to show recessive traits, okay? You guys are going to see the word allele today. All an allele means is a form of a gene. So we represented dominant forms of the gene as capital letters and recessive forms of the gene as lowercase letters. And what we did is we went through the alphabet and we represented the first trait with the letters A, the second trait with the letters B, all the way through the alphabet. And then we described the genotypes. So for the genotypes that had the same letter, we used homozygous. Even if they were homozygous recessive, they're still homozygous. They're the same as each other. We used the word heterozygous for genotypes that had different letters as each other. So these are heterozygous because you have a capital E and a lowercase e. So they're different. So heterozygous. Then what you did is you figured out, based on your genotype, what phenotype the parent had. So what you did is you used this chart and you went through it and found the phenotypes. So the way it works is, on this lab anyway, if you have even just one dominant capital letter, right here, one capital letter, you inherit the dominant trait. The only way you get the recessive trait is if you have two recessive alleles, two lowercase letters. So that's what we did yesterday. If we want to look at one example for, let's see, for eyebrow shape, I had big G, little g, heterozygous genotype, and when I looked down the chart, big G gave me bushy eyebrows. Yes. Okay, I'll be looking good. So, that's why I wrote that right here, bushy eyebrows. Okay, so that's how you get the phenotype. Now, rip off the first page. Now we're on day 2. You're going to take this and use it for the next data table, which looks like this, day 2. I think I wrote it somewhere on here. Okay, day 2. Now we're making the baby! Yay! You guys are gonna find out, congratulations, if you're having a girl or a boy, and if they have freckles, or if they have long necks or short necks, and all that cute stuff. So, you need this, and what you do is you copy the genotype over, that's one parent. And then you get your partner's data, and you copy their data over as parent number 2, okay? So, parent number 1 is you, or your partner, and parent number 2 is the other person, okay? So it might help to make one person always parent 1 and one parent always parent 2. So yesterday you guys were flipping the coins and you were figuring out different genotypes because you were different people, different parents. Now, one thing I need to say about yesterday is you need to make sure one of you is a mother, one of you is a father. So if you look at from yesterday, this last one, you need to make sure one of you is XX, female, and one of you is XY, male. So just change that, fake that one. We don't have to flip the coins for that one. We need to have one male, one female. So, copy it over. Now, you're gonna use the coins differently than yesterday. So today, if you flip heads, that is gonna give you the first allele. And if you flip tails, that's going to give you the second allele. So, eggs have 23 chromosomes inside of them because they have half as many. Sperm also has 23 chromosomes inside of it. So, all those genes on all those chromosomes combine and the offspring gets both sets of chromosomes. So, you're going to flip the coin once and see what parent 1 contributes. Then you're going to flip the coin again and see what parent 2 contributes. So let me do one example, okay? I'm going to do the finger shape, okay? So I'm doing the third trait. Parent number 1 had little c, little c. Parent number 2 had big C, little c. So I'm gonna flip the coin. All right, I got heads. So parent number 1 is going to give the little c, the first allele. Okay, so I'm going to give, what did I get? Heads. Okay, first allele. So the first allele today. So even though yesterday heads was big C, I don't have a big C to give. All I have are little c's. So my first allele is a little c. So that's what the offspring is going to inherit from parent number 1. Then parent number 2 flips the coin. Okay, parent number 2 got a tails. So looking at this data, I'm going to circle it. Parent number 2, all they have to give is a big C or a little c. And since they got tails, their second allele is a little c. So the offspring inherited 2 recessive alleles, little c, which we call homozygous. Okay? So the little offspring has a homozygous recessive genotype. Now what phenotypes do they have? Well, we got to use the chart from yesterday. So if I'm continuing with this example, big C is crooked fingers, little c is straight fingers. I'm just looking at the worksheet right now. Wait 1 second. And basically, since I have little c for the offspring, the offspring's going to have straight fingers. Okay? So you just do this for all the traits. The only thing you guys really need to make sure is that you're doing the first allele heads if you flip heads, and you're giving the second allele if you flip tails. You're flipping the coin twice because the first parent contributes 1 allele and the second parent contributes 1 allele. So I'll go ahead and write what the recessive trait was right here, which was straight fingers. Okay, so good luck finishing this lab, and by the end of today, you should have finished all of the data up to gender. So I will see you guys again on Monday, and the cool thing also to remember is Monday, Miss Cox is going to help you make the babies, and I'm going to actually be across the hall with Miss Jackson's class. But get as much done as you can, and I will see you guys next week.